All right, buckle up, buttercups, because today we're tackling the Everest of student aspirations, buying a yacht. Yes, you heard me, a yacht. Not a dinghy, not a canoe, a full-blown, champagne-swilling, look at me, I own the ocean yacht. Now, before you scoff and say, but I'm eating ramen noodles for the third time this week, hold your microwaved horses. This isn't about being realistic. This is about manifesting. And a little bit about strategic delusion. First things first, you need a vision. Not just any vision, a cinematic vision. Close your eyes, see yourself, wind in your hair, a perfectly tailored linen shirt, a glass of something bubbly. The sun is setting, painting the sky in hues of impossible wealth. This isn't just a boat, it's a lifestyle. It's your new identity. Now, how do we get from student debt to deck shoes? Let's dive into the highly impractical, yet undeniably entertaining steps. Step 1, the accidental discovery of an inherited fortune. This is crucial. You can't just buy a yacht as a student. That's too pedestrian. You need a backstory, something dramatic. Distant, eccentric great aunt you never knew existed? Perfect. She lived in a lighthouse, collected antique thimbles, and secretly owned a vast untapped diamond mine. And now, poof, it's yours, all of it, especially the part that buys yachts. This step is about narrative control. You're not just a student, you're a protagonist in your own financial fairy tale. Now, the legalities. You'll need a lawyer, but not just any lawyer. You need a lawyer who specializes in unforeseen windfalls and eccentric deceased relatives. Preferably one who looks perpetually surprised, like they just found a unicorn in their briefcase. This adds to the mystique. Actual tip here, if you do ever come into a large amount of money, get a financial advisor, a real one, not the guy who promises to double your money by next Tuesday. Next, the side hustle that's not really a side hustle. Forget dog walking or tutoring, we're thinking art heists. But like ethical art heists, where you borrow a painting, appreciate it for a bit, and then return it slightly more valuable. Or you become the unparalleled master of the stock market. You predict trends with uncanny accuracy. You're basically a financial Nostradamus. You know when to buy low, sell high, and when to just manifest $1 million out of thin air using only your brainwaves. Actual tip, learn about investing. Start small. Even $50 a month in an index fund can grow significantly over time. It's not yacht money overnight, but it's real money. Step 3, the strategic friend acquisition. You can't yacht alone. That's just sad. You need a crew. But not just any crew. You need friends who are inexplicably good at things like gourmet cooking, emergency sail repair, and convincing customs officials that your pet parrot is in fact a therapy bird. Bonus points if one of them is a secret billionaire who just loves the idea of sharing a yacht with a student. They're basically your angel investor, but with better banter. Actual tip, network. Build genuine connections. You never know who might open doors for you, professionally or personally. But don't just use people. Now, let's talk about the yacht. You don't just buy a yacht, you acquire a yacht. There's a subtle difference. You could, for instance, be at a charity auction, accidentally bid on a super yacht thinking it was a very large novelty pin, and then be honor-bound to follow through. Or you could discover a forgotten yacht in a dusty old boathouse, perfectly preserved, just waiting for you to bring it back to life. Think of it as a nautical Cinderella story. Actual tip, if you're serious about boats, start small. A dinghy, a kayak, even a paddleboard. Get comfortable on the water before you even dream of a yacht. Okay, the copy but prepare for pain strategy. This is where things get spicy. You've seen those online gurus, right? The ones promising you millions by tomorrow. Just copy my exact strategy, they scream, usually from a rented mansion with a suspiciously generic sports car in the background. So you copy. You meticulously replicate their every move. You buy the same trendy t-shirt, drink the same overpriced coffee, and even try to adopt their weird facial expressions. And then, nothing. Or worse, you lose money. Lots of it. Because their strategy was probably just a cleverly disguised pyramid scheme, or they got lucky once. Actual tip, learn from others, but adapt it to your situation. Don't just blindly copy. Understand the principles, then apply them creatively. And be prepared for setbacks, because pain is part of the growth process. Next, the unconventional funding source. Forget student loans. We're thinking professional, competitive hot dog eating. Or you become the world's leading expert in identifying rare, valuable Pokemon cards, and then you sell them for yacht money. Or you invent a revolutionary new app that translates cat meows into Shakespearean sonnets. The world needs this, and the world will pay for it. Actual tip: explore legitimate, unconventional income streams. Freelancing, online businesses, monetizing a unique skill or hobby. Think outside the box, but within the bounds of legality. The yacht naming ceremony. This is critical. You can't just call it the SS Det. That's depressing. It needs a name that screams, I'm rich, I'm fabulous, and I probably have a pet capybara. Something like the Golden Goose, or Manifest Destiny, or the Ramen Noodle Dream. Make it majestic. Make it aspirational. Make it something that sounds impressive when you're telling stories to your grandchildren about how you acquired it. Now let's talk about the maintenance myth. Everyone thinks owning a yacht is just about popping champagne and looking effortlessly cool. Wrong! It's about engine trouble, barnacles, and the existential dread of a bilge pump malfunction at 3 a.m. It's about understanding that a yacht is basically a floating money pit that occasionally lets you feel like James Bond. Actual tip: research the true cost of ownership for anything big. A car, a house, a boat. The purchase price is just the beginning. Factor in insurance, maintenance, and unforeseen repairs. Next, the social media flex. This is where your yacht truly earns its keep. It's not just a boat, it's a content factory. Every sunrise, every sunset, every perfectly plated meal. It's all going on Instagram, TikTok, and probably a dedicated fan page for your pet capybara. You're not just living the dream, you're documenting the dream and inspiring millions of other students to also chase their incredibly unrealistic yacht-owning aspirations. Actual tip: social media can be a powerful tool for building a personal brand or even a business. But remember, what you see online is often a curated highlight reel, not reality. And finally, the yacht party protocol. You can't have a yacht without throwing epic parties. This is non-negotiable. But remember, you're a student. So your epic party might involve gourmet ramen, sparkling grape juice, and a playlist from 2007. But it's your yacht party, and that's all that matters. It's about the vibe, the camaraderie, and the sheer audacity of it all. Actual tip: celebrate your successes, big or small. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. And remember to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. So there you have it, your foolproof, utterly insane guide to buying a yacht as a student. Will it work? Probably not in the way you think. Will you learn a lot about ambition, delusion, and the true cost of dreams? Absolutely. Because here's the real secret. The yacht isn't the point. The point is the audacity of the dream. The willingness to imagine something impossible and then, against all odds, try to make it happen. Even if making that happen means starting with a really nice toy boat and a very vivid imagination. So go forth, young dreamers. Dream big. Dream ridiculously big. And maybe, just maybe, buy a lottery ticket. You never know. And hey, if you ever do buy that yacht, send me an invite. I'll bring the gourmet ramen.